Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the second quarter final. This one, Argentina versus France. There's been a tension brewing between these two countries all throughout the week. Argentina being heavily booed anytime they make their way onto the field. Now they are going head to head with the host nations. If there is ever a game that they will be booed in, it would certainly be this one. But looking through at the starting lineup, Argentina, it is Joaquin Palandini, Santiago Alvarez, Tobias Wade, Matthias Azutsuk, Santiago Mari, Luciano Gonzalez, and Rodrigo Esgro. He is someone who I didn't expect to see in the starting lineup for that contest. Then for the French, it is Andy Timo, Ryan Rabage, Steven Perez Martin. So they have decided to go with Antoine Dupont off the bench again. This seems like a little bit of a risk for the French, I won't lie. It seems like they want to give him that late opportunity. There we go, Argentina being booed as they make their way out of the tunnel. To be fair, they have been great spirits about it the whole week. In great sports, they have just accepted the booing. Also in the starting lineup, Pauline Reva, Joseph Jefferson Lee, Antoine Zedar, and also Aaron Grandidier. But I'm very surprised that they didn't go with Antoine Dupont in the starting lineup. I have to wait and see how it ends up going. But yeah, Rodrigo Esgro, he is back due to the injury of Jermaine Schultz, I believe is the reason that he has been added back into the side. But the French about to make their way out of the tunnel. This is going to be quite the eventful game. If Argentina play France in soccer, they'll be off the charts. Says Gus in Argentina 18, France 12, Dupont. Says Bluesnay, yeah, making his way off the bench in this game. The biggest call, and is it the biggest mistake that France could have made? This is the first time I'm shutting your comms off to listen to the boost. Says Flesh in there and South Africa was in elimination position, but now they are in the semi, says Sanatane. Exactly right. And I mentioned about it, when you have a team or when you have a competition with 12 sides, all you have to be is in that top three for your group. And that game up against Japan, South Africa massively boosting that points differential and coming out firing on day two. That's the beauty of sevens. You can play well on day one. If you play badly on day two, you are gone. And we're going to have to wait and see how the sides play on day four. I know it will be day three theoretically, but they have to wait an extra 24 hours more than they usually would to be able to play their finals game. So we'll give them a bit more time to recover, a bit more time for that nervous energy to build up. And now Argentina, they are ready to kick this one off for the second quarter final. Los Pumas versus Les Bleus. And already the crowd booing Argentina off the start, but that is going to be knocked into the hands of France. Andy Timo going across to the right-hand side, Grandidier. Question we've got to ask ourselves, who would South Africa rather play, the Pumas or the French? Grandidier, though, running this one forward from 40 metres out from his own try line. Now nice step in coming from Ryan Rabage, but he's given the ball straight into the hands of Argentina, and the penalty will go the way of Los Pumas for the high tackle. As the Irish match next, it certainly is Ireland versus Fiji. That is another one that you certainly will not want to miss. Some big matches that are all taking place here, ladies and gentlemen, and it will continue that way all throughout the rest of the quarterfinal games. Everyone has got the potential of being able to win from here on out. And the big question mark still is, will happen for the French in home conditions as well. There was a little bit of rain earlier on, which has caused a bit of a slippery ball. We know New Zealand really struggled with that up against South Africa. Will either of these sides show weakness with the wet conditions? It's going to be Palandini throwing that one in, and Andy Timo takes it nicely at the front for the French. Luciano Gonzalez tries to wrestle him towards the touchline now. Instead, he's wrestled him into full mount. In jiu-jitsu, that is called pulling guard from Luciano Gonzalez. Unfortunately, in rugby, that is called not rolling away penalty against that man. The greatest match I've ever watched. I'm a professional South African hater, but damn, that defence was impressive, says Katzenel. Yeah, they certainly had the better performance throughout those 14 minutes and just seem more fired up than ever to get themselves the big win. We have got there, well, I won't do a prediction, but would prefer France versus the Box, says Clinton. This one's going to go to the right-hand side. Santiago Alvarez now going across to was Palandini. It is so weird seeing Rodrigo Isgro in that number 13 jersey rather than number 1, seeing it's for the Olympics. They have it all in numerical order. That's a nice tackle made. Oh, and it's a nice strip there for the French. Currently 3 minutes almost gone in this contest, and they are back in possession as the crowd of 69,000 let out a roar. Grandidier with the inside ball to Pauline Riva, outside back to Grandidier. He's a bit isolated at the moment, but now Joseph gets there. Big run forward from him, but he is tackled by Rodrigo Isgro, who also doesn't roll away in the breakdown and concedes the penalty. Come on, Argentina, says Kalitza there. And I want Argentina to win, just to hear the crowd lose it, says Fleshin, and doesn't matter. But it will be nice to beat the French a second time in centre point crying, says Henry. And it'd be nice to see the French win something, considering the Box kind of stole the win at the Rugby World Cup 2023. I wouldn't say they stole it. They had more points at the end of the game, which is normally the goal. It's going to be a nice offload there. But yeah, that home field advantage was supposed to take France all the way in that World Cup, and that has been rumoured as well for the Olympics. They are favourites to go on and win this comp, mainly because of Antoine Dupont, who isn't even on the field at the moment, but someone who is Andy Timo, and he breaks through and scores the first try of the match for the French. A big wave to the crowd. That sounds good. Flesh and French lose it. I've seen some forward passes from France. There's been so many forward passes throughout this competition that just haven't gone called. I think we've seen like maybe 3 throughout the whole competition, at least of the games that we've been covering, but we've probably seen 20 that haven't been called. So I'm not sure whether or not maybe the referees are being told to be a little bit more lenient with it. Because of it being the Olympics, they want the games to stay flowing with not many scrums if they can avoid it. Andy Timo, he scores it, pointing to the ground. And that kick is gone over now for France, making the score 7-0. The winner of this game facing the Blitz box into the semi-final. That is going to be in about 2 days' time from now, or maybe about a day and a half. It's quite a wee while till that one does take place. And now, Argentina, they have got the possession back until France got into the breakdown and managed to steal that one. Back to the right-hand side. Grandidier. No one will catch him. And he scores it. Almost tried to risk it a little bit. And trying to get a little bit closer to the post. But second try of the match for France. They have also come with a vengeance in this matchup. Well done, the Blitz box. Go all the way you can do it. Says Clifford, and the best ram doesn't always win. Otherwise, sport would be boring. Says Easy Ollie. And hi, all and Hamish. This is me messing up. It's in the work week these hours. Says Robert. And losses. Says Katzenauber. Grandidier. Great pace on the outside. A lot of passion by the crowd. Yeah, and it's one of the biggest crowds, if not the biggest, I think they have said, in Sevens history. 69,000. All piled in, enjoying this Rugby Sevens competition. And the kick is good as well. 14-0 here for France. Argentina, they find themselves in the same position as New Zealand were in that last game up against South Africa, down by 14. New Zealand scored right near the end of the half. Will we see the same for Los Pumas? But it's kicked off high. Wow, that one's a big contact between the players, but it's bounced back onto the side of the French. Steven Perez-Martin went for it, and Rodrigo Isgro knocks the ball on. I thought the Box versus New Zealand was just a pool game, says Annoy. It was, till they ended up playing in the quarterfinals as well. Sorry, on my phone, spell correct. Says Robert, and also we've got their France looking much sharper. Says Asher. That's the thing. Like, France, some would argue, weren't their best throughout their group stage. South Africa, people would say they weren't their best throughout the group stage. Yet they will be the two sides more than likely facing off in the semi-final. So it just shows, yes, the group stage is important for some points, but as long as you're in the top 8, these are the games that you got to start winning. I had a theory about the forward passes this morning, but I've forgotten it now, says Fleshin. Now right hand side here for the French. Joseph Jefferson leg gets it to Grandidier, and it's a third try now for France. They have cut Argentina open here. Jordan Way wants to go upstairs and check this one to see if there's anything saving Argentina from being 3 tries down. And France were terrible yesterday, says Nate Dogg, in Argentina. The only southern country without a World Cup seems fitting. They let France destroy us, says Katzenau. But yeah, nice finish from Grand Didier. That is going to be the perfect grounding. And the try will stand. Oh, yep, it will. But from that back angle, it looked like there was a little bit of ripple going on with the fingers of that rugby ball. Arriva to Grand Didier. Joseph Jefferson-Lee is just phenomenal at getting those offloads going. And Grand Didier is scoring for fun already too in this quarter-final. And Argentina, like they've said, up till this point, they have looked very strong. Even in their loss to Australia, they had some great moments. France is on another level, says Ether. And Argentina, shocking, says Stephen Bope. And that's a league winner's dive. DWZ will be proud, says Hanoi there. But 3 converted tries ahead. The kicking has been phenomenal for France. But 21-0 at half-time. How are they going to come back from this one? How are you watching the game? We are watching on Sky Sport here in New Zealand. I believe it's also on Sky Sport Open here for us in New Zealand, or Sky Open it might actually be called, which is a free-to-air option. Now, France, looks like Antoine Dupont helping lead the talk there alongside Pauline Riva, trying to fire up his team. Because, yes, 21 points is nice, but I think they need a few more. Any idea how to watch in North America? Oh, I'm not sure if Flow Rugby will have it, because I think it's the whole Olympics in general is under one license, isn't it? I know that on the website for the Olympics, they will have your options depending on what country you're in. One of the best ways of doing it is to go onto Google and just type where to watch Olympics in, and then you put wherever you are, whether that's Canada, USA, Mexico, wherever in North America. I was going to list about the other 13, but I thought that might be a bit over the top for the North American countries. France dominant, says James Taylor. And please wish Ireland luck. We are going to need it, says Nate Dogg. Yeah, it's going to be an epic one, but, to give you inspiration, South Africa were underdogs in their game. France were underdogs in this game. Argentina were $1.50 favourites, ladies and gentlemen, and France have got 21 points on them. We could end up seeing all of the underdogs winning the quarterfinals. I said that there will potentially be an upset in New Zealand versus South Africa game. An upset happened. That's how incredible and unpredictable the game of sevens can be. Come on, Blitzbock, says Manus. Looks like Stephen Perez-Martin about to kick this one off. Second half, only 3 seconds away from starting up. Do you know who South Africa are playing in the semis? The winner of this contest. So either France or Argentina. More than likely, though, the French will be the challenge for the South Africans. Going to be kicked off high now. Jason, after this ball, it is, I think it was Zedar who has knocked that one on. So it will be Argentina's ball early on in the second half. They will be on their own 22, so quite a bit of ground still needs to be made up. Like they've just said, the restarts are so important in a game of sevens. If you aren't able to retain that ball, you aren't able to keep that position, you're always going to struggle to score the amount of points that you need. Come on, Los Pumas, my Southern Hemisphere brothers, says Ark, and it's not always the form team that wins the tournament, says Clint. Exactly right. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. Sometimes you need the perfect game. And I feel like there's still a few upsets to come in this competition. Both sides getting stood up here. Time has been turned off. Who here in the chat are South African fans. Says Manus there. And yep, will be nice to eat KFC, says Henry. And no, South Africa, I don't want to play the French, says Joshua. I think South Africa will just be happy to be through to the semi-finals. Like, if you told them after day one, you are going to make it through to the semis, they almost, of course, some of the players would have believed you, but a lot of supporters definitely wouldn't have. So it's great to see that sevens once again shows how unpredictable it can be and how much it can change in terms of form. Now that's a loose ball for Argentina. They're inside of their 22, playing deep, trying to find a gap. Luciano Gonzalez is being drastically shut down here by the French defence, but now they've got some space on the outside. Rodrigo Isra, inside ball, going away to Azutsuk. Beautiful low tackle from Grand Didier, who currently for me has man of the match in this contest of Ireland win on by KFC for everyone. Says Nate Dodd, wait a minute, wasn't Argentina dominating the series? How are they losing against France? Says Ether, beautiful run forward. Rodrigo is through. And that will be the first try of the match for Argentina. There is a boo from the crowd. But Argentina back in it. There finally some point to avoid the shame, says Katzenauer. Misses quarterfinal wishes. The opposition all the lucks, says Blues Nate. And also the South African flags from Joshua. This is the easiest medal we can win, says Clint. Well, that's the thing. I don't really know too much about the other Olympians of these countries. Likes of Argentina, I don't really know if they've got many other sports that they do have top competitors in. I know in the football they were defeated in the end in a really controversial game. South Africa, I know that they're normally skilled in terms of their athletics. We've seen some great runners in the past from South Africa. Not sure what other sports do South Africa really do well in the Olympics, ladies and gentlemen. Do let me know. I know we've still got quite a few South Africans watching, waiting to find out who they will be playing. We have a great hockey team, says Katzenau, for the Argentines. Now Antoine Dupont is on the field. Inside ball, that's a knock-on from France. They're starting to blunder this a little bit. As a South African, I was really not confident we would make it. Just still recovering from shocker, says MJ. Swimming, I think, says Ark. That would make sense. And South Africa good at swimming, says Raymond there. Hamish, I think, will not want to play France. And we are good at swimming and rowing, says MJ. And the Americans and Chinese are dominating everyone, says Katzenau. Although the competition has hardly started, hasn't it? I don't think they're dominating in the football. I saw they lost in the football. South Africa swimming quite good, says Johan. Swimming and rowing sometimes. Sounds like you guys are very good with water, which is probably why they won that quarterfinal up against New Zealand after a little bit of rainfall beforehand. Good transition there, wasn't it? But now Marcos Maneta puts the grubber in behind. Grandidier. Ooh, I think he's just forced that one. Either way, I think it's going to be Argentina's ball. It's whether or not it's 5 metres out or whether it's a kickoff for them after a try. I think it is a 5 metre scrum, though. For Argentina, Marcos Maneta chasing after this one. Grandidier regathers that ball. And yeah, it's going to be a 5 metre scrum for the Argentines. Football, I do not even think we care about their football team, says MJ. And swimming very good, says Taylor. And also, they will, in the end, all the medals will be won by either nation, says Katzenau. Although they can't win all the medals because neither of them, other than the USA, of course, who are in the Sevens. So you're saying USA are going to win the Sevens, I would assume. Hopefully, Rugby Sevens and running, says Joshua. 400 metre hurdles, world record holder Wade van Nijkerk. A couple good sprinters. Because I know that Cobus Reinach's dad was a 400 metre runner as well, wasn't he? Of course, Springbok, right? It's going to be a 5 metre scrum for Argentina due to France taking that one back. South Africa will not want to play France. I think the Sevens now turns into the Rugby World Cup 2023 because of the nerves. Because of how close New Zealand versus South Africa game now. Although you got to remember in the 2023 World Cup, South Africa versus France, who won that one? That one should give you a little bit of extra confidence. They were able to do it in, enemy soil for that Reunion World Cup. What's to stop them from the Sevens too? That scrum has gone down. You don't see that too often. A collapsed scrum in a game of Sevens must have been a lot of pressure coming on from Los Pumas. Marnus is right. Antoine will want to redeem himself, says MJ. Now going off to the left-hand side. Rodrigo Isgro, well tackled by Grandidier. They can't quite find the gap at the moment here for Argentina. Azutsuk, they'll go back for the penalty. We have their swimming 400 metres or 200 metres sprint. Now, 2 metres out. That is close. Oh, hang on. What's going on now? With having another TMO check here. Remember, France are the host. That's why that worries me. Just like the World Cup. And South Africa Rugby winger cousin is the record holder, says Joshua. And also, we've got their blitz box will beat France again by a point, says Anoy. Oh, I think he's knocked it on there for Matthias Azutsuk. Tried to reach out, touch that line. They were the host, and we still won the Rugby World Cup. They gave us the best World Cup ever, says MJ. Right, it's going to be no try, knock on. Okay, he's going to be offside inside of the 10 metres. A yellow card for France. Oh boy, that's going to heat this game up a little bit more. Because now France down to 6. Jordan Sefo, the man who was off the field. Yellow card for France, says Lilia B. And also, nah, it's over, says Nate Dogg. In what regard is it over? I mean, Argentina, if they score a try now, they will only be down by a few points. And we got a new member on the channel, Asali. Thank you very much for hitting that button. It is greatly appreciated. You're becoming a channel member. Anyone else who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road at the moment to 50,000 subscribers, and we are getting extremely close. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Should be blue cards. Hit the shower, says Blues Nate, and welcomed, says Blues Nate. Right, being told to take the contact again there. Hold the space, says Jordan Way as well. These scrums have been very scrappy in this contest. But 3.5 minutes still left. Next game that has taken place is Fiji versus Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. That ball is going to be slapped out of the hands of the Argentine player, and now it's going to be for offside. Another quick tap taken. Alvarez. They're only 3 metres out. This French defence at the moment is working as hard as they physically can, but they've got some players out on this right-hand side. Isgro gets the offload. Palandini out to Marcos Maneta, and they will score again, Argentina. This could be a massive comeback if they keep on scoring now. The crowd are not happy, but the outnumbered France, as strong as their defence has been, eventually the gap did have to open up, and Marcos Maneta, the player who does get himself the try. Now a kick to come. 26 metres out from the line, and the kick is good, making it now 21 points to 12. Or sorry, 21 points to 14 now with that kick. And also welcome, says Blues Nate and Argentina stuff the bag. No comeback, just mud, says Doctor. I wouldn't guarantee that. They're currently only down by 7, and they have a one-man advantage. And we don't want to meet France. I feel like at this stage, South Africa, like I said, they weren't expecting to get through to the semis, so I think they'll just take any game that they can get for the sake of being there. And I guess Argentina recently actually have a better record up against South Africa than France does. Now Rebage. In fact, it's Zedar this time with the ball. Gaston Ravol is on the field. Back to the right-hand side. Here is Antoine Dupont showing off his step and the pace, but he's 40 metres out from his own line. Argentina don't let the ball do the work. They all try to beat the man, says Hanoi. And they ready. Slow starts, I reckon, for the blitz box. Says Blues Nate. Now Zedar. Another step coming in. Agreed, Hanoi, says Doctor there. Now Antoine Dupont going back across to the left-hand side. Inside ball to Riva Randier. Space to be able to run into. But Ozatsuka's opposite number does stop him. Isgro drags him to the turf. They're 40 metres out from the line now. I love this guy. He's so calm and confident. Love watching your shows, bro. CSKY, thank you very much, mate. Greatly appreciated. You being here. Antoine Dupont back into the pocket. Oh, Pasquet has been nailed in the midsection there by the Argentine defence. They can't get their hands on the ball at the moment, though, with 50 seconds remaining. If they want it, they're going to have to work for it. But Antoine Dupont still, oh, that's a knock on the ground from Dupont, but the penalty goes the way of France. How much time is left? 43 seconds remaining on the clock now. And true words about the box, just happy to be in the semis. Says Arch, and just spear tackle him. Cool story, bro. And how many minutes or how much time is left? Yeah, we only got 40 seconds left. France are going to be back to 7 men on the field now. And 30 seconds. By the time this ball is kicked into touch, I would say we're only going to be looking maybe about 15. Okay, that's an interesting one. In the breakdown replay, Argentina should have had that penalty. Riva did go in off his feet. But in the end, it was the next infringement that ended up having the penalty, right? It looks like they're actually going to take the quick tap here, France, rather than going for the line out. Antoine Dupont takes the quick tap. France just walking this one at the moment. They're trying to lure the Pumas into a false sense of security, make them think that they aren't going to attack and then find that next gap. Argentina, though, searching for the ball. Another penalty going against Argentina. Gaston Ravol, the man who was under that breakdown, for not rolling away. France going to take this one, says Lilia B. There are 6 seconds remaining. Argentina, the clock has not been turned off, so this will use up all the time remaining. Antoine Dupont, though, he's going to score one more try to make sure that the game's secured. 26 points to 14. And that was a very sneaky play from Antoine Dupont, but that scoreline now makes it look a little bit more one-sided than this game possibly was. At 21-0 at halftime, it seemed like it was guaranteed for France to win. There was a fight back from Argentina, but after that, the French are able to get themselves that one last try with Antoine Dupont. So that will be one side of the semi-finals confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. It will be South Africa taking on France. Now we await to see what will be happening on the other side of the draw. Fiji versus Ireland for the first quarter, and then USA versus Australia for the second. Dupont is world class. There's Katsanel and hard luck Argy Bargy. And also we have got their peak Ishousery by Dupont, says Gus. Yeah, the confidence to be able to say, you know what, we should kick this one out, but I'm just going to score myself a try for fun at the end of the contest. Not sure what the Argentine coach just said to Antoine Dupont, but it seemed like there was a little bit more of a conversation than just thanks very much for playing. South Africa versus France in the first semi. My prediction for the other semi, Fiji versus Australia, says Amanis. And there as well. But nonetheless, we will be transferring over to that next live stream, Fiji versus Ireland. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.